Waidiaka, Sio Lele, Sio Lele, Sio Waidiaka, Lima Koneka, Sio Mokoneka Kwaraple, Sio Waidiaka, Sio Lele, Sio Lele, Sio Waidiaka, Ya Lima Yasie. Ayanya say a minimum I say. Our coach say a minimum I say. The captain say we force a win, I say. The chairman say a minimum I say. Chairman Grada and Fasa Deno. Don't mind the no, ya paso credo no, ya paso, mati fa no, ya paso, es ya lo sé bueno, ya paso, ese fa no, ya paso, Sarah said no, so pai me hidera para eto ni makante ya yie endo kwa kake ni makwapie katwe nakano kadenya ebo yibo wenadia kano katenya ebo yibo wenadia nakano kadenya ebo yibo rofa kante kano kadenya ebo yibo makibi kanu kadenya katanya sano kante kanu kadenya katanya yibo wenadia kru menone ewele kante yibo wenadia kranke mo kante kranchire yibo wenadia pasa kanu kadenya rewa sekante rewa ji kanu kadenya katanya yibo wenadia kre kasire yibo babolu me kanu kadenya masorado biba meomwe unu pomada maka kengado yeo kasi say kupe re nakanu kadenya katenya kwita pisa kanko uko waka makwe kadobe fatu ni makwe yerasi blue ni mayasie adakwa yabe mesa pa yaye agoloka ateble ya popo bala so ya popo kende popo bala so ya popo bala yisunele so ya popo kende kanima kibetwa so ya popo kende kanima kolotwa so ya kolotwa kanima kante kibetwa so ya popo kende ya popo bala so ya popo bala yisunele so referee ya komu so wano mo fala yan ya de ye pe so ya no mo na me fo don ba ya blast tu so wa ki ko be proka ya pese ya tu so ya pa wo kele kanima ki gbedo so ya ki gbedo aka so kodo aka yo kodo so ya pa wo kele so ya pa wo kele so melo me what's the matter of the game? Alright. Who says so? Everybody. Who is everybody? Me must force every committee. Wait to my so goya bonki. A little cabin. Goya bonki. Ni ma kobe ya siki. Ani ma kantia kobe ya siki. A little cabin. A piekare baki. Ani ma kantia kobe wa bluki. Na bulu wa no yata wa bluki. Ani ma kantia kobe wa bluki. A little cabin, go ya bonki, ya bonki we only woguki. A little cabin, go ya bonki, a little kima kante ya siki. So ya siki ni ma tombi, a little ni ma kante tombi. A little cabin, go ya bonki, ya bonki. A ni ma kante bete kamune, a little cabin. ya bon ya ye wo ne wo alo kebo jika kale pa grand group ba pe ye kan wa da po adero kebo senda do ya ko se ko ba mo go ton am adero amasodi sensi pie adero ago pe na bototo ya na ya se mo ko og ya ko og kale ko me vara mo ni makanti akomu kabomu no kabomu ka take book ya bo ma we ya bo do pika so kon ya bo kon ya bo ni makante ya siki ni makante ko be ya siki amai ko ti Ayanya say a minimum I say. Our coach say a minimum I say. The captain say we force a win I say. The chairman say a minimum I say. Chairman Claude and faster than don't understand. Achame nuo ya kosu ya kosu kreto nuo ya kosu mati fagbe nuo ya kosu es ya lo se nuo ya kosu pese fagbe nuo ya kosu Sarah said no. So Pai me idira pa na eto Ni makante ya yie endo kwa kape Ni makwapie Katwe Naka no kadenya ebo yebo wenadia Kano katenya ebo yebo wenadia Naka no kadenya ebo yebo Rofa kante kano kadenya ebo yebo Makibi kano kadenya ebo yebo Sano kante kano kadenya ebo yebo wenadia Rumenone Wele kante yebo wenadia Franke mo kante Branchile yebo wenadia Pasa kano kadenya Brewa se kante Brewa chi kano kadenya yebo wenadia Kre kasi re Babolu me kano kadenya Maso rado
And so, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on location where you're watching us from this time. We'd like to welcome you this evening to BKS TV and welcome to the Hit Hour program here on BKS TV. On the Hit Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and not bullet. In today's edition of the show, we'll be hosting former representative candidate of Electoral District 5, Nima County. Honorable Boris Bali will be our guest here tonight on the show, and we'll be discussing some of his recent development initiatives within the districts, coupled with national issues here tonight on the show. My name is Junior Payne, your regular host of the Hit Hour program here on BKS TV. And this show is simulcast on Voice of Tapeta in Tapeta City, Nima County, and also Voice of BKS in Buto Town, Nima County. While we stay with our guests, let's bring you some of the major happenings around Liberia today. Unconfirmed information reaching this platform indicates that the feast in honor of the late Senator Prince Johnson, which was scheduled to take place across Nema County on the 28th of this month, has been cancelled. The reason for the cancellation is yet to be confirmed. This is a developing story, and we ask you to stay tuned, keep following BKS TV as we go beyond the news to bring you in-depth analysis about things that goes on in your absence. This too is about our guest that is appearing here tonight on the show. Former representative candidate of Electoral District 5, Nema County, Honorable Boris Balier, has brought 3 yellow machines into the country, valued at approximately 257,000 United States dollars to support agricultural development and rural rehabilitation efforts within the district. According to Honorable Balier, the machines, along with other agricultural equipment, were initially expected to arrive in February of this year, but were delayed due to unforeseen circumstances. Despite these setbacks, he expressed satisfaction that the long-awaited equipment has finally reached Liberia and will soon be deployed to District 5, Nema County. The arrival of these machines marked a major step towards improving our districts and road network, boosting food production, Orobali stated. He emphasized that the initiative is part of his broader vision to empower local farmers and ease transportation challenges faced by residents, especially in rural communities. Orobali also revealed that a second batch of agricultural equipment is expected to arrive in the country by January of 2026, further strengthening the district development agenda. The first batch, which includes heavy-duty machines for road and farm work, is expected to be transported to Electoral District 5 soon, where they will be used to enhance ongoing agricultural and infrastructure projects within the districts. And let's go to Monrovia too and bring you some of the majors happening there today in Monrovia, Liberia, as we try to cross over to all of the 15 counties across Liberia as we bring you major happenings. The management of BKS on Saturday, November 8, 2025, identified with traditional women in Gateway Town, Nema County, and some of those materials distributed include lappers and a lot of different stuff too as well. Going to this one, Honor Bali is already in the back. We'll be bringing him on very shortly. We got to spice it up tonight. We need to spice it up with different stories. If you're just joining us, we ask you to please share the show with other people and tell us where you're watching us from this evening as we recognize you on today's edition of the program. Again, welcome to the show here this evening. Welcome to BKS TV and welcome to the show. Now, Honor Bali is in the back as we try to bring him on. Bear with us. Liberia proudly celebrate Dr. Josiah F. Joket Jr., the distinguished Director General of Civil Service Agency, who has achieved another remarkable milestone, earning his Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in Industrial and Organizational Psychology with distinction, 4.1 GPA from the University of Chicago in USA. let's try to bring our guests on here tonight. But this is a very sensitive news. We gotta go for it. Very sensitive one. Unconfirmed report reaching this platform indicate that the feast in honor of the late Senator Prince Johnson, which was scheduled to take place across Nima County on the 28th of this month, has been cancelled. The reason for the cancellation is yet to be confirmed. And this is a developing story. We will keep going beyond the news to bring you in-depth analysis about things that goes on in your absence. And we ask you to stay tuned to BKS TV as we are here for you, and because of us too, you are also there. Let's bring on our Bali on. He's already in the back. Let's try to bring him on very shortly as we engage with the conversation here tonight. Again, folks, welcome to today's edition of the show. My name is Junior Payne, and our guest here tonight is Honorable Boris Bali, a former representative candidate of Electoral District 5, Nima County. He joined us here tonight to discuss his development initiatives across the district and also couple with some national issues here tonight. Let's go for this break, and when we come back, we will dive into today's edition of the conversation.
Joe Miller. The captain said we force a win, I say. The chairman say a minimum, I say. Chairman
Dungande bio, Dungande mao. Acha menu nu, yakosu, yakosu creator nu, yakosu, mati fambe nu, yakosu. Yes, yellow se wonu you are, yakosu. We say for fambe nu, yakosu. Sarah say nu. So, oi me idira pana eto. Ni makante ya yie endo kwa kape. Ni makwapie. Katwe. Nakano kadenya ebo yebo wenadia. Kano kadenya ebo yebo wenadia. Nakano kadenya ebo yebo. Rofa kante kano kadenya ebo yebo. Makibi kano kadenya ebo yebo. Sano kante kano kadenya ebo yebo wenadia. Kru menone ewele kante ebo yebo wenadia. Franke mo kante ebo branchile ebo yebo wenadia. Pasa kano kadenya ebo wasa kante ebo yebo. Rewaji kano kadenya ebo yebo wenadia. Kre kasi re ebo yebo. Babolu me kano kadenya maso rado ebo yebo. Biba me omwe unu pomala baka kengado yo ebo yebo wenadia. Kasi say kupe re ebo yebo wenadia. Nakano kadenya ebo yebo wenadia. Kwita pisa kanko uko ebo yebo. Waka makwe kadobe fatu ni makobe yedasi ebo yebo. Blue go ni mayasi. Adekwa yabe mesa pa yaye agoloka adeble. Ya bobo bala so ya bobo kende bobo bala so ya bobo bala yisu nede so ya bobo kende kanima kibetwa so ya bobo kende kanima kolotwa so ya kolotwa kanima kante kibetwa so ya bobo kende ya bobo bala so ya bobo bala yisu nede so ya bobo kende referee ya komu so wano mo faba nyangu ya de yegbe so ya no mo na me fo don ba ya blast tu so wa ki ko be proka ya presi atu so ya bobo kende kanima kibetwa so ya kibetwa ka so kodwa ka yo kodwa so ya bobo kende so ya bobo kende so meno ya bobo kende me what's the matter of the game? Alright. Who says so? Everybody. Who is everybody? Ni mas force every committee. Bedrooma so goya bonki. A little cabin. Goya bonki. Ni makobe yasiki. Ani makante kobe yasiki. A little cabin. Apieka le baki. Ani makante komu wabluki. Na bulu wana yata wabluki. Ani makante komu wabluki. A little cabin, go ya bonki, ya bonki we one woki. A little cabin, go ya bonki, a little kima kante ya siki. So ya siki ni ma tombi, a little kima kante tombi. A little cabin, go ya bonki, ya bonki. A ni ma kante bete kamune. A little cabin, go ya bonki. Ya bonki we one woki. A little cabin, give ya kale baki. Run back to your kama da pogi. A little cabin, send out do ya was a kuba wango tona moki. A little amasadi sensible. A little I na butoto. Yana ya se monka pogi. Ya ka pogi kale me vara moki. Ani makante akomu kakomu. No kakomu kukatike ruku. Ya boma where you are odu pika. So goya bonki. Ya bonki. Goya bonki makante ya siki. Ani makante kobe ya siki. Amako tike tobe koku Dadi to tino kono soka yine Ko ume kwa kono liya yite kuna Kono ke kono 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 ke kono me ambe kama fibi koku Fibi tere maya bumbo koku Adero ke kano sobe koku Adugbo meka kime koku Kakunga sobe ni makante mugu So gonya ponki Adero ke gonya ponki Ya pon kwaro ni matombi Kwaro ni makante tombi Ni makasino kagono tangu Adero ke Nipya kalapa Ni makanja bosu yine Yes ye yipo Hirojimu agu Adero ke Adero ke Adero ke Ni makanja oye Jamais face
Again, folks, welcome this evening to BKS TV and welcome to the Guitar program here on BKS TV. Like we say in our intro, our guest tonight is former representative candidate Honorable Boris Balie. He loved to call himself the farmer. So he joined us here tonight so that we can discuss some of his development initiatives within the districts. Recently, 3 yellow machines arrived in the country, and those yellow machines are expected to be taken to District 5 to start their work immediate effectively. So now Boris will expand on those things tonight. He will tell us much more about them. How can the people of District 5 make use of these equipments that he's bringing to the country? But let me welcome to the show our CEO, Avin Seka Sonia, and also my friend and brother, my Lena colleague, Saras D. Dakwa. Welcome to the show here this evening. So without further ado, Bali, welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief?
Well, thank you. I'm sure my first time having a CEO.
Yeah. So the last time you were here, I thought we just started. We were test driving the platform, and I was doing the heat.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought all the men not teach me politics here, but now all the men seen the back, every one of them they got me into this whole thing. So I'm getting a little bit of interest into it. So yeah, but nice having you on here, Honorable.
Thank you very much. I mean, it's a good thing to be together.
Yeah, before the man take over here, I just want to say thank you so much for everything that you've done for our district. You were one of the few candidates of those who contested for this going election that when we reach out to them for support for our team, you are one of the few that came to our support. You helped. I know we haven't been able to talk about that in details, but your assistant, along with our current lawmaker and everyone else, really help our team. I want to publicly say thank you for your contribution, your donation to our team, and to this platform as well. You've been one of our fans, supporters there. So thank you. Continue that, and I think with this type of connection and working together, work relationship, we can do really well for our district. But welcome to the platform. Welcome to your home.
Thank you very much. And let me appreciate you too. I mean, there are several of you there, but it takes really few of you to stand by the team because the football politics in Liberia is a bit different from the real football. So to see people devoting their time to supporting team like you did, there are a lot of things, even though we were, kind of the town, the Genkin, where we came from, but you were there and at least, and we even asking you now to take the lead so that we can build our own team instead of just supporting game, building our own team.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Once again, welcome to the show. Honorable Balie, it's great having you on here tonight. How have you been lately since the election? How have you been?
Well, my brother, every question come to me from everywhere. They just have to attach election to it. So I'm more like, oh, Mr. Bali, after election, Mr. Bali. I mean, yeah, but I mean, that's a good thing. We have had several experience on the election team, but this one particularly, it was a bit different because we learned from our past and try to work with issue. But I mean, that's it. So after election, we are being around and we initiated some activities even prior to the election. So after election, you can't abandon it because it's part of our life. So right after election, it was like, you graduated from a high school. The next year, you have you were successful to enroll into university. Going to school in the morning, you're thinking that you so stay wear your tie. Now, no, you're not wearing a tie. So we been around. I mean, in different form now.
Great. I want us to just go strictly to the conversation, but there are a lot of people listening to you right now that may not know you, may not know who you are. So let's have your introduction. Tell us where you're from and a bit of your professional um, background. Then we can start the conversation from there.
Okay, thank you very much. Again, for the sake of the discussion tonight, my name is Boris Beiban Dete Balie. The people will call a son of a soil. I'm from Florley. My father, the late Omen Badie, we are a native of Florley. And Florley having to be in Zogen Statutory District, currently in Buyao and District number 5. Mr. Balie have different experience and different working at different level. And Mr. Balie is one of the blessing for the family, the Balie family, because our own story, where we came from to reach here today, is a whole story. I have siblings, I have children, I got my beautiful wife, Mandy Boris, as she formerly called, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Liberia Farmer Development Corporation, a mother company that had 6 branches right now in different, activities in Liberia. And our company activities, our corporate headquarters is in Florley, which we're building a modern food processing factory, and we have offices in other counties and other districts, including Ganta. We have our operational office in Ganta, and we operate in 9 of the 15 counties right now, doing food production, service provision through Farmer Field School, and specifically in rice production, vegetable, root and tuber production. And in other side, we are doing bees farming. In other sites, we are also doing snail farming. And we're also doing, it's formerly called grass cutter. We also do grass cutter farming in some of our sites.
Thank you. Thank you so much. In as much as we will go to the real conversation for tonight, during the election, there was this issue that transpired between you and the current representative. It is to my knowledge that the two of you still in court. Can you speak to this issue for us, please?
Oh, okay. Yes. there's an issue with, because during the election, prior to the election, like, you know, the other time, I appear on some news outlet and made them to know that we were not defeated, we were denied. Other people didn't understand it. There were two issues. The first one happened prior to the election, where we were moving to launch our campaign to talk to the electorate what we stand for and how we want them to work with us to provide other opportunities. We were denied of that opportunity with the attack, which all of our properties and campaign material were looted. We formally made complaint to the Election Commission because it was election-related matter. And seeing the magnitude of the case, they said it was criminal in nature because you could see human beings, people chopping human beings, people legs got broken, some people were unconscious, vehicle got damaged. Even my own truck, one of my trucks, got damaged in Dameplay town. Even according to the current representative, when he was negotiating with us to settle down with the court issue, with the election issue, for us now to challenge the result through the different, leadership, and Senator Koga at the time told us that, in fact, he the one stood in front of the truck because he saw the truck coming, he stood in front, he said, start the truck. Where he stopped the truck, that there where the truck remained, got damaged today. So the Election Commission referred that to the justice. Even though up to present, there had not been one arrest after a formal complaint. So, because it's a criminal matter, coming from out of this, we say, okay, let's let the election issue to go, so that we can deny Booyah of the opportunity at the national scene. But the criminal issue, when you just come and join to it, and say, oh, because he lost the election, and why he doing this? The issue under our law, even it taking 50 years, criminal matter can be pursued. So it's, with that one, it's still with, we are not going to court. The police are not sent us to court. The case stay with the police. There have been no arrests. Up to even the election day, one of your former colleagues, John Maka, were arrested with arms. Today, not to my knowledge, whether John is being arrested by the police or is being prosecuted. No. So with that criminal matter, our team of lawyers are looking at the different, issues so that we can do the needful in terms of what we lost in the process.
It has been a couple of months now since the election, and have you in any way reached out to the police to know how far the case is, whether they will send you guys to court or it will be dismissed from the police station?
Well, there's no law in our country that will say police can dismiss criminal case to the police station. No. Even the Senator Koga at the time, when he was, doing the negotiation, I think he spoke on your media, that he said anyone that was involved into criminal act, he will not talk for that person. That person will face the weight of the law. So what we have done, our lawyers have engaged the police and the justice. And they are doing all the legal, preparation to take the case to court.
Great. Now to the issue tonight. A few days ago, you brought into the country some yellow machines and some agricultural equipments. Do you care to speak to us about this and how it will be used in District 5 and how, too, the people of District 5 can get to you to use these equipments?
Okay, thank you. Our dream have been to mechanize agriculture in Liberia. Doing farming as a business, they come with their own package. It's just that maybe we are now into the public space in terms of the politics. So what we do now, even if you hide yourself, it's difficult now to hide. But prior to the election, those equipment was start coming in. That we took 90 horsepower tractor, 90 horsepower German bale tractor with oil implements to our factory. That was before the election. Besides that, we had several different agricultural equipment, including transplanter, harvester, different things up to the processing equipment. We also have them there in Florida, some which we are using right now. And then 2024, by the end of 2024, when we completed the first phase of our factory, we decided to invest into agro equipment. Under the agro equipment process, there are land preparation, there are production equipment, there are processing equipment, and other stuff. So our company invested into buying those equipment. The equipment, the yellow machine you saw of recent, should have been in country since February. I'm sure February we were not even thinking of going to election. So, but because of the different processing and all the other things, luckily they have the second batch of our equipment have arrived in Liberia. And there where you saw the motor grader, the excavator, the D6 and the 966. Before then, we also acquired, because one of our branches is into construction. So Lefaco Construction Company brought in prior to, no, that was right after election, brought in the rock crusher. If you follow us during the election, we were telling people, say, in fact, those roads we're facing, based on what we are seeing, we get rock mountain in Bipley. We get rock mountain that we recognize in Gladly. If we have been given, if we had the opportunity to do the rock machine that the Chinese people are using, it's not just miracle. It's just to invest in that. Definitely from there, we can even pave. We can pour a cement concrete from Buto straight to Ban. We were saying it during the politics time, but people felt it was not realistic because our thinking and our approach to politics have been very narrow in the past. The Bluetooth, Lapa, T-shirt, cartoon of frozen thing, that have been the issue until we came in. So the equipment that we brought, that we are breaking in, and that some are in right now, as intended to make our company a solid agriculture company. We've been providing services to even Ministry of Agriculture, so that they can put our bill. We apply for land preparation. We apply for land preparation because of the kind of situation you can, as a business person, you can't realize anything because the labor costs attached to land preparation. You find out some of the community will even paying people $5 or more and feeding them to do the work. And the way human being can do, my brother, I don't care how you do it. Already, that's a situation. So if you had a machine that can do 1 hectare per day, the quantity of fuel and what you will spend on a machine to prepare that land, if you convert it to human labor, the cost is high. So that's why, moving to second stage of our investment, we are breaking in this thing, and it will also be available to provide service to our farmers. That's a good thing that our process will be doing. For example, if you get your land and you Maybe you said in our way in America to even take coup in our village now. You go there, nominate. We were there. When we were coming out. So now you go work for people before you even get what you want. But this time, because of the change of environment and situation, the people who get work now will run beyond the people that are supposed to do the work. So at the end of the day, in a village, if they charge you, you pay or $200 or $300. That $300, you will feed them and they will go to work after 11 or 12. And mind you, they are 3:30, 4 o'clock to come back in time can pass. And you can't do anything. And you so harsh, you will not find people. So what we have do as a value adding to the farming is that we will be preparing people land. For example, if you don't have money on ground or on hand to pay for the service, for example, you're doing restaurant, we will prepare your land, and then the value that we will agree on, you will give it to all in rest. We take the rest and process and put it on the market. You see it? So it will be like you are closer, and because why you spend, because now people are harvesting, you go to anybody that owe you 10,000 and say, okay, this year just give 5,000 of my money, but give him rest. They will not feed it. They will give you the rest because they know rest on the ground. So we the business people take the rest, add value to the rest by processing. Our processing plant will be producing rest almost at the standard of the rest in the market, in the store. And in some cases, it will even be better because we just harvest and processes. The nutrition in it is very high compared to different breed of rice. In fact, there are rice that have been fabricated. So the machine, the equipment, we will have an equipment hub. We also applying to the government to help to boost our equipment hub with maintenance and cost of service. So if we're supposed to do 1 hectare for $10, and then with our machine, we form partnership with Ministry of Agriculture and partner, we will do your land for $5 because already fuel and labor costs we're using for the machine will be paid for by government. In a case where it's not like that, we'll model it in a way that because we are community-based organization, we are one of the biggest agricultural companies that is in a rural area. We are not cooperative. The group of people know we are shareholders. So we're not operating on a CDA. So this opportunity, for example, the farm to market road, you can have a machine hub in Batuo, in Florley, to Lefaco base where we have 150 acres of land secure for our place. You can have that machine there. Then they say, oh, from Florida to Gladly, the road cut, for God forbid. If we were supposed to go to Butuo to go take something, they say from Banwe to Butuo, the road cut. No. That will be our own social contribution to the community. Where the farmers, because the machine you will not carry, for example, if I want to go do your farm to Cafe Glade, I will not tow the machine. Either we transport the machine on low bed or we track it there. To track it there, the first thing we will take into consideration, because it's our business community, is to maintain free flow of our equipment. Meaning we have to do intervention on the roads. So these are different things. And not only for Booyah alone. One good thing I want us to know, because we're doing business. This time is not, the normal politics that we have to do this to see that people know that we have the capability. No, but we'll be doing a business, but we'll model the business to us, a community base.
So the name Boris,
it can also work for the higher pricing. Yes.
The name Boris Balie is associated with politics and also with business. Now, bringing this equipment to the district where you want to be represented, a lot of people will be thinking that we'll be using this equipment free of charge. What could you say to those people?
Thank you. Let's look at the concept. If you're using it free of charge to make me representative, then I'm not free of charge. Yeah, then I'm not free of charge. So if you had a man to say, okay, then use the equipment. Okay, if you use it, for example, to use the equipment, you need fuel.
Mm-hmm.
So if I provide, for example, one cooperative in Diapley, for example, to prepare their land, they say, oh, because everybody is into politics. How do the machine prepare your land? And you provide a fuel for it. We provide fuel, not free of charge. So understand, in fact, nothing is free. Let's understand it. If you feel like you doing something to cheat somebody, you are cheating more. For example, the election passed, right? Those of us that were all around. And then people say, okay, that's this one. The call you used to make before the election, that call will change. The tune that answer you prior to election, the tune will change. Because the different variables play around. But for us, we said, my brother, we started with the education sector. In fact, when we were doing it, people thought we were doing wrong. Today, the evidence are there. Now we're in agriculture. We're doing farming as a business, even on my own farm. When I say, okay, from last selection to production, every cent, even my own time is converted into dollar. That I will say, okay, this year I spent 1,000 on my farm. So I expect to get at least 1,200 or 1,500 produce or proceed. Then I know I make business. But if I do it and get 600, I mean, there's no need to do that.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so
free.
much. Thank you, folks. Again, if you're just joining us, you're listening to the HITA program here on BKS TV. On the HITA, we say dialogue in our confrontation. We say words in our bullet. Tonight, we are in conversation with former representative candidate of Electoral District 5, Nema County, on Boris B. Balie, CKA the farmer. He joined us here tonight to discuss his development initiatives across the district. Let's go to you, my brother Cyrus Daquan. You can ask your first two questions on the first round, and after you go to TK Way. TK, welcome to the show. The gym competition between you and the CEO resume tomorrow.
No,
we'll have three rounds of them.
No match. That man, no match. The man got too much GB swallowing. I don't swallow GB, so. Cyrus,
welcome, my brother Cyrus. Go ahead.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Junior. Good evening, CEO. Good evening to my big brother TK. Good evening, Honorable.
Yeah. Good evening. How you doing, my brother?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm one of your staunch supporters from District Number 4. I supported you in the process, even though I don't know you and you don't know me, but I actually wanted you to win. I was saying prayers with you. I supported you from afar. I don't have a specific question at the moment, but I want to just make a little comment regarding your political activities. And as it relates to the issue of the case, the criminal case you made mention of, I heard you say the case, regardless of the years that will pass, even if 100 years pass, the case will still be there. I think under the law, especially our criminal jurisprudence, we have something called statute of limitation. Certain cases, with the exception of murder, maybe murder, manslaughter, certain cases can fall below the time frame. Cases are guarded by time frame. That's why they call statute of limitation. So if the time passes, if certain time passes on some cases, the statute are 5 years, some are 10 years, some are 7 years. But murder is not subject to any statute. And the case in question, the police have not formally charged the perpetrators as to the specific crime they committed. So I will advise you to talk to your legal team, or to add more vibrant, research oriented lawyers to them, so they can speed it up. When people commit crimes and they don't pay for their crimes, they feel they are hero. They work in a community, bragging about their actions and all of that. So the fact that whether or not you are into politics, let's try to set the record straight. Let them face justice. If they are innocent, the law will acquit them. So that's a point. Maybe you can reach out to people like Garrison Yellow. The system in Liberia, the system is corrupt. The system works solely, about who knows you, who doesn't know you, and all of that. Now that it is involving a current lawmaker, people will be fighting to undermine people. And one of the things that I share with somebody of recent, one of the things that made you to lose was not because your people did not want to support you, but they saw that violence that took place there as your weakness. People saw it as your weakness, because if you had resisted then, the time was crucial. And if your manpower had resisted then, proportionately, your district would have felt that yes, this man is a man to fight for. But people felt reluctant. In my mind, people felt reluctant. The fact that you gave it up, you try to pursue it a legal way. People made hero out of themselves, and people took advantage of it. If you will be contesting in next election, we don't pray for such situation. But if such happens, you need to resist it to give strength to your supporter. Our system is rotten. Justice is there, but to get justice, you need to stand your ground. That's why people took advantage of. If you have resisted that thing the very time, your people, that alone will have strengthened your supporter to stand by you to the letter. But they took advantage of your reluctance. They took advantage of your law-abiding nature. So as it relates to the case, you need to add more people to your legal team to follow it up. Because if you sit and expect that the LMP, imagine the gentleman in question is being supported by a sitting vice president, and these are powerful people in the country. So to sit and expect that LMP will follow it up and say, oh, we are formally charging them to send them to court, maybe it will die down, and maybe the technicality could be, let's try to drag it when the time expires, the statute grabs the case, then anytime you go to court, they will dismiss it. And one of the point I want to make, and the second thing is, since you are into business, as an agriculture person, it's a good thing. Politicians can do business. I will encourage you to, if your resources can be that much, to send a team in Rwanda. There is something here. The fufu we swallow in Liberia is different from the fufu in Rwanda. The one here is being manufactured. They got a machine. If I have time, I will go around to do video of the machine they use to process the fufu. Their own can smell. Their own is such that you can even export it to Washington, to other great countries. You make money out of it. The cassava, when they pick the dirt from the cassava, they process it in that machine. By the time they put in the machine, they grind it. Then from there, they will take it, the water and the dirt will go different area, and then the dry stuff, they will use it, then they spray it on the tarpaulin. From there, they get the plastic, other thing they can use. It's very good. It doesn't smell. I will send you pictures of that. I think if you can send some young people to come here to get a practical knowledge, the machines are not expensive. I think one old man from a district, one man with Bali, he works for UN. He tried to open a factory in District 4, but I don't know what went wrong. I did the videos of the machine. That's something very common. Not a regular machine that are produced by China and other countries. That's something that is locally made. You know, they produce those machines right here, the same way they can produce the palm meal in Liberia. That's the same thing I'm talking about. It's something just in the front of pocket. By the time they put that thing, the cassava in the machine, they plug it on the wall, you will see the thing will be grinding, it will be grinding. Something very fast. And from there they will dump it. As they dumping it, they produce it, as they dumping it. That thing is very cool. You don't smell it. When Orokoga came here and the fufu we were using for him, he likes it. You know, so it will be a good thing. And when young people can leave that country to come and learn some of these skills, you know, it will boost your business morale. It will make you to get money because nobody is involved with that in Liberia. And especially so in Buya where farming is still, you know, practically done by the people, you will make more money out of that. But you need to be, we actually want to see people like you in the legislature. We don't need people to be, you know, yelling, people trying to prove a point. You are very intelligent. I've followed you for a very long while. So I will support you in 2029 by God's grace. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that fufu there, I think you need to send some
Okay.
for DK because
Okay, so in fact, so that means that maybe when the CEO coming, let me tell you, you know, this company, it didn't start just today. You know, we officially registered this company since 2016. So we have gone through several training. Our latest training was SheTrade. SheTrade RTC had a flagship training. So we right in Florida right now, we're producing fufu, we call it odorless. That maybe it may not be at that level, but we got a machine. Just the difference about the smell of the fufu, the cassava is the time it's spent in the water. When it ferment in that water, it gives that odor because the acid in it can come out. So there are ways that we can produce. I got some client, the Omer Harrison Kangwe. No, he will tell you, oh, Boris people that he's a diabetic patient. You don't eat, you know, sugar, starch, food. Produce a fufu that is pure starch. So that what we want to build on what we're doing. Like right now, you are right, sending people out. The guy who took over as general manager, Boris, right now, returned from Israel. We sent Boris to Israel. He did agriculture in Israel. He came back. We didn't say anywhere. We came to Florida. He's the operation manager for the company now. So that's a good idea. Those of you that are out there, what least opportunity that our people can benefit from, we will want you to share with all that you're doing. We can build on it and see so that we can be like them. But the issue with the criminal case, my brother, you know, like you rightly said, nowhere in this world that someone that commit crime with facts and evidence will be submitted, then you can't even invite that person for a questioning. That may raise alarm. So there are different approaches to it. The case we're talking about is a criminal case. There are different approaches. There are people that will be even charged. I'm not a lawyer, but people among them will be charged for attempt to commit murder. You see it? So the lawyer will do.
Aggravated assault.
We'll take your advice. The Garrison is my brother, and we are friendly. And there are other legal team that we've been working with. We got a very good team, but we'll open up to people at the court issue with the criminal team. Not that we want hate citizens or we want hate people. No, we want it to serve as a precedent. Like you already said, if nothing happens inside 2029, literally people will go in people's home and hold you and chop you. Because they know that when it happens inside, nothing can come from inside. So we'll surely and carefully, you know, and people will answer to what they do. If you go and the law set you free, for example, when you go in and then the Lord say, oh, my man, you are right to burn a man car or you are right to loot a man property, we say, hallelujah, and what the Lord say, you're free. But if the Lord say you have no right to do what you did, then of course, the Lord will tell you the penalty. So we are opening up the business arm. Look, my brother, we have come a long way. The other person will say, we now suffer and enjoy, we now suffer and we enjoy it. So we know what it is. We will not want to live from where we are now. For example, if I'm in Florida, to live from where we are. Who will go to go on their farm for cool to buy my cool? They'll say the man joking. We can't go there. You see it? So we will do all to keep the community. We'll do all to keep at certain level in life. When you reach a certain level, my brother, it's low on your head that you don't let yourself to go below that standard. And we'll pray. So we are opening up. The CEO said, I'll be sending you some fufu so you can test it to the grocery store so that I'll start selling in America. I get waiting for a certificate.
You see that? We'll be waiting for that. And I'm thinking DK myself need that. We got DK needs some healthy fufu from Booyah.
Yeah, fufu, deeper, plenty fufu, everything.
You know, it's funny you said that because Junior is my town, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they got this African store here in Indiana that we go to. Very, very expensive. Very expensive. They got a fufu there, they got a cassava there, they got a deeper there. But when you come from, I think a small basket, then when you come from there, you go through the checkout. We're talking about $275, $300 to spend. So it's expensive. But yeah, you know, again, brother, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for coming on our show. You know, Booyah in 2000, before 2019, before we had the radio station in Booyah was in the dark when it comes to information. People before, I mean, everything was done in Booyah. We never knew anything about Booyah. People in the diaspora are not connected to Booyah. We had to get information, secondhand information from people who were in Monrovia and other parts of the country. Now we now have the radio station there that has actually helped a lot. Small project, but very, very impactful. You know, that radio station has helped a lot of people, a lot of citizens, even a lot of politicians, and a lot of people over there. So,
Everybody.
and I want to say, thanks for your support over the years. One thing that I think you will benefit from is the fact of media coverage for the work that you are doing in that place. With all this massive work that you do, the agriculture, all the things that you've been doing, I've heard your name, even though I know you personally, but we never knew the rest of the world, people in the diaspora who are from Booyah, or other people from around the country, never knew the magnitude of work that you were doing there until this going election, right? When we started this whole BKS TV, and then we started interviewing you guys, that's where people really started to know Boris Badi. But people knew you as someone that was making road, but no one could add the face, connect the face to the name. So I think it's something that is really good for us, all of us. I urge you to utilize this medium, not just you, but everyone from Booyah. Booyah will never be the same again. I can say that for sure. When it comes to information, when it comes to media coverage, we have changed the trajectory. We have changed the dynamic, and it's because of our tireless volunteers and people around the world to support us that we are where we are today. So I would say you may want to make sure that the work you're doing over there, you know, you should get media coverage. I mean, there's no way you'll be carrying 257,000 equipment over there and people don't know about it, right? You have to let the people know the work you're doing, and the way to do that is to utilize the media coverage. And now we have our own. We have BKS that is from Booyah, it's for Booyah citizens. So I want to urge you to utilize that in most cases. Now, you know, you are a politician and also you are a businessman. I know you talk about the structure of your business. You said shareholders, and every time you talk, you say we. So I want you to to decipher, like distinguish between, your we when it comes to the political we and your we when it comes to your business? How do you decide? How do you differentiate those? Because some of the work you're doing, it could be for your company, right? Your organization, your shareholder. And then when it comes to the political work, you also say we. It may confuse some of our followers, maybe some of the people from Booyah say, what are we talking about? Which are the we talking about? So you care sharing a little bit of light on that part?
Okay, thank you. In terms of we, from the business background, in terms of we are shareholding company. We got 100% share, and we also intending by next year to sell our share. So Boris, as a person who is the founder, who holds 61% share into the business, founder and CEO, and a 61% shareholder into the business. So the 39%, they are individual institution that have the share. For example, partnership, equity partnership come out, like, the real story, even about the equipment now. We were not thinking, to just say, oh, buy yellow machine. It sounds so big before. Yeah, but through equity partnership, but my man, you're doing this one. In fact, annually, when you file your annual filing, you can file close to maybe 8 to 7,000, 8 to 10,000. So year when you do business well. This thing you're doing, why you think we can't do this? There are areas, there are linked that, okay, you want to say you may not have the money on ground, but it's trusted that you in America, you say, oh, I got one big agricultural farm is here, but they're ushering their things. But I can buy what they have through my credit card, then you pay to me.
Right.
You see it? Look, with that understanding, with that partnership, you every month I get 2,000, I give it to you. Even though you buy 6,000, but they had that 6,000 on ground at the time when they were ushering. But because you know the work I'm doing and the trust you have, you say, but my man, I can buy that thing 6,000. You can use for it, but you buy a 6,000. The auction, because auction can go, they close the auction. You now, you use a credit card and get the equipment. Then I'll say, okay, let's do this. That 6,000, I'll pay in 6 months. Every month I'll get this amount, this amount. When I do it, the equipment now become the company own. So these are things we're doing. The Shinshan group that we signed, you remember during the COVID, before the COVID, 2019, 2018, we established cassava farm all over.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
That cassava farm was intended to be exported to China. When we signed a contract with Chinese company to provide 250 metric ton of raw cassava every 3 months, which was a very huge business. But then they, in Nima, that cassava we're eating. If you go to buy that kind of quantity of cassava, definitely you'll be taking people out of food because they want the money. Even if they get the money, they will start looking for cassava partner from different persons. So we say, okay, quote unquote, let's invest into the cassava. Let's make our people to start believing that cassava can make money. That's how we invested in our cassava farm. Unfortunately for all, the COVID-19 came. Even up to present, the company will sign contract with, they went bankrupt. Different company bought that place. So from that connection, they said, but man, they think we can get it from there, you can get it one. We start paying. Since 2022, we start, paying. In some of the equipment, they build it for us, customers. Some of the equipment are coming from China. We went there, they built it for our customers. That if you check in a market like bro, you don't find it. Even though you find tractor, but that tractor you can't find it anywhere. We never had that huge money setting now, but we invest. We add the investment is the idea,
Right.
and today we're reaping from our idea. So that's the component there. And
Okay.
then the politician can say we because yeah. Look, let's say for example, we were doing a role, right? I was doing a role, but I had team, every community, people devoted and said that they don't even you call my name and not there, they want for you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of they can eat, they're working all day. So you can't say when people that all of y'all together volunteer to be with you.
That's it.
So you put yourself in your case.
That's leadership, leadership. True leader will always omit that, that I and try to do we to
man,
share.
that thing, you just look for one person to agree to even join you. They see how they get God created, that see how they in a person. To work together. That's why I say right now, yeah, we're doing it, but we need more people to join us. Like my brother Sarah, the information he gave him. Sarah can change our story by just committing himself to see even connection in Rwanda. And you see, you yourself, my man Jada, my son.
Thank you. That leads me to my second question. So, Booyah. I love Booyah. Booyah is everything we have. That's our place there. When it comes to Booyah, we have great history. Great heroes from over there. And you guys all of us are following the footsteps. So I know this going election was very tense. Very, very tense. Has our current lawmaker reached out to you in terms of reconciliation? What plans do you guys have when it comes to getting back to our people? Election is over. Thank you for this going election. I know it was heated, but we are one people. Let's work together and let's look at the future.
Okay, thank you. From our end, Team Boris and the Alliance, because there were different friendship and different groups that supported us. Now that we beyond the politics, we will not say Friends of Boris or Team Boris for now. We call ourselves Alliance. So the Alliance had a plan to appreciate our people. Community by community, we now work with the plan, we now do all the layout, we know exactly what it will cost and how we will do it. Our team finished working on it, even on ground in Butuo. It will surprise you that even the only person since the election that still running up office in Butuo. That means we came to Butuo or we went to Butuo to build. My grandmother is from Butuo, from Zole. Right. That I even asked the Zole people to give me place to build my house. So that the next time when I'm going Butuo, I can't go as a stranger. And my vocational, approach to vocational school will begin from Butuo. But when it comes to the current representative, to be very bold and frank, I feel here myself are good. And how I feel. 6, he and Senator Koga came to me and he knelt down to me and said, Bibero, I beg you, forget it. That from that day, I say, everything finished from that time. But he had not come to me to ask me one day, oh, Boris, I want us to plan reconciliation or appreciation for our people back home. How we would do it? No. I have not seen that. If I were the one that won and he was next to me, in fact, you are going to work on my appreciation committee. Yeah. So, in terms of reconciliation, in terms of peace and reconciliation, that's why even Sarah was saying, because we were very focused. We didn't want to damage our community. The image of Butuo or the image of Buya or the district number 5. People, take that advantage. For example, I used to give the story when I on a campaign tour. I said the story of the baby's case with King Solomon. There are other people. All are looking for something. Some people know that enough for them. They will say, okay, that you divide a baby into two. Nobody can divide baby into two. That means you harm or you cater.
Yeah.
So the way the people coming to us, look at the Election Commission get guidelines for running campaign, in which we submitted. But in some instance, because people felt that the baby was not for them, they came to the area to, I don't know, Ottopo. The last time I heard of Ottopo was when Charles Taylor launched the different war. But to run Ottopo campaign in a district where when another candidate in a town, group of people will come join in there, I mean, they were kind of, yeah. And we that got that district at heart, we that got to invest. Look at the building I in Battle. For example, if I say, okay, my people, that revenge, then group of people go build. You know how much the building in Battle, the factory costs? One person can just go there with petrol bomb, boom, that whole building gone down.
Yeah.
You see, so we were doing it with the mind that there will be tomorrow. And this is the tomorrow that have come. The good thing about it, our people know now that, oh yeah, even though this thing here, I don't want to call nobody, but they did wrong thing. They didn't say no. They didn't say no. But the representative have not called me to say, oh, Boris, we want to know, no. But him myself can talk. We call, in fact, the last time he called me was when I appeared to in fact on a platform, because at the time of Radio Center, when I appeared, BKs were there. BKs were there. They carry life. When I appeared and gave my plan as to how I want to engage the district with the thing and the appreciation with the trade school, with the business. At the time, the machine have not come. I didn't want to talk it because I don't want it to be politics talk. So I didn't mention it. When I left from the studio, one Benny Godot wrote to be from friends of Qatar, directly attacking me. In fact, how frustrated, I speaking out of frustration, and all the other things he posted. So I didn't comment. My media team saw it and they fire back. When they fire back, the representative called me and said, one journalist in Ban, he not journalist, he talking all kind of. I said, no. The post you saw, it came from the media response team. Myself, I saw that post. And I didn't comment because when the first one came on, you didn't talk anything. Somebody attacked me directly. And we implemented. So he called me and said, next time you must talk to your people. I said, talk to your people too. That the last discussion, he must say, from that time, he had not called me. For me, I pray for him to succeed during the short term so that we can't be left behind.
Okay.
That's my prayer. And
Thank
I
you.
will also be willing to provide expertise that will make Booyah to benefit. During my campaign, I told people, say, I will go into the parliament. If I'm elected, I will be going to the parliament as a leader, not a learner. Right now, I have 3 documents, working documents in my hand to re-amend the Ministry of Agriculture, the act that created Ministry of Agriculture, the act that created Youth and Sport, the act that created the Gender Ministry. Because the Youth and Sport, they're not doing better. Because the sport component is combined with the huge task of youth development.
Yeah.
We not carry African Cup no more. We anywhere. We're not developing our youth to become entrepreneur in a country. So I was thinking that if I was going to be elected, I will revise, I will propose to my colleagues that will separate the Ministry of Youth from the Ministry of Sport.
Thank you so much, Honorable. I know we got time here, but I will let my 2 begin there. Hold on 1 second. I got one last question to ask you. I know they'll be patient. Our current lawmaker has a construction or engineering background, something to that effect. right? He was on the show the last time when we asked him about his plan for the district. And
before you end, sorry, before you end, the lawmaker said he was daily hire, he was day ball to the vice president.
Okay.
He went EFBC, he said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right.
when you say engineering background, they are practical, construction worker
Okay.
for the casual labor. When you say engineer, it comes with own responsibility.
Gotcha. So I'm not too okra with that, but anyway, so to the point here, he when we asked him about his plan for the district, road rehabilitation was the number one. And I think personally, I talked to him, we're having discussion, and he raised concern about the road construction, the way in which the EFAC company is constructing roads in our district, that is small, very risky, is not too clear. And he mentioned about his plan to rehabilitate the road between Bloley and Banway, right? Yeah, Bloley and Banway, that road that goes over there. So he said, he also mentioned that when he comes, he himself will be there and he will make sure and do the road the right way, right? Does the road the right way. And then he will call the IFA people and let them know that, hey, this is how I want my roads to be. This is how I want the road of Booyah, our district, to be going forward. Now, you are taking Yellow Machine over there. You have been building roads before the election, before all of them, right? If my memory serves me right, and I stand to be corrected, you were the very first person that started a road rehabilitation there. Mm-hmm. So with the whole Musa Bility saga and the way things are going, do you plan on reaching out to him or Public Work? How you guys have been doing the road construction or the road rehabilitation in the past?
Okay, thank you. Let's go back to the IFA. Mm-hmm. IFA is a project, joint project with the Ministry of Agriculture and World Bank. Mm-hmm. And the IFA is a program. It's a UN program. But then when the project comes, like the way even some of the community, they can call our fund the FACO fund. Mm-hmm. You see it? So they attach the name IFA to the project. Some of the project is TCP, tree crops, different, stuff. And the IFA program, the way it arranged, IFA is on smallholder farmers. You remember that most of the farm, the road IFA did at the time, they left the main road because that main road, they quote unquote refer to as a public road.
Okay.
They were doing the farm to market road, a small road in the community, so that the farmer can get access to market. But every project comes with own responsibility. To build roads, there are layers. But to do intervention, they're not layers. Because there are some of the community, when they road there, they can ask the people in the community to go branch a road, branch a car road with their hand, so that it can be clean. You not branch your road, the people can find you. In some of the area, no road. So are you telling me with over 12,000 kilometers of road in Liberia that the government have to do, and they don't have that means yet, that since 1847, we still talking about road here. If Boris Badia farm is from Dameplay and his farm is in Cafegle, and he needs to go on his farm, his machine needs to go there, tractor supposed to go there. And he said, okay, my people, they road here, I can open it. We can go there. Those of you who get your crops on the road, you since that I don't want to do it, you're waiting there with it. Map the road, then open the road. That car can plow it, motorbike can go there. In the meantime, will you tell me government will say no? No. The reason in the past we did that road intervention because I was moving in car. I was not running a campaign on motorbike. We were having free, not that we have plenty of things, but friends gave us free of cars. If I'm supposed to leave from Buto to go to Buele or to go to Blantyre, a car can't go. How do I talk to the electorate, the citizen in our place? That day where our intervention came in, we kept 4 yellow machines in the district for 3 months. They caused attached to it and they want to talk it. But each machine, for example, if you hire a machine, the least you pay outstation is 1,000, 1,002, and you fuel that machine. And the machine work one day and one drum of fuel. So just look at that. But we were doing that to create assets. One good thing, even though I lost election, even though the result was different, but the one good thing is that the people in the community today can appreciate and call. Oh, Mr. Balie, thank you. And you are not going to be here. The Amore King in time for one bit better. Since then, Amore have not come here. That one made me happy. People in town way, there's a Susu club in town way, Nana. They have collected their own money to come speak to Mr. Badie because he created access. That's what made me happy. So when the lawmaker had, maybe the government say we put in 1 million to do road. Yeah, that 1 million, that one, the public work people and all the other people can look at it so that the 1 million can be spent. But to create access, right now there's no car that can go to road. We create access from Florida to Road Bridge. That bridge in that bill car can cross there. So if the day I want to connect that bridge so that car can go to road, the public work will come and tell me, say, or the honorable officer will say, don't do that bridge. No. I'm fighting now to open road from B2 to road, from road to road, from road to Botuan way through Dragwa Valley to both Pale, back to Zoaple. I connected Zoaple from Zoaple to road. So this thing we're doing it for our own good. When we break the road, when government ready, they will come and put their quota. But for now, that car go there and take our people planting. That car go there and take their cassava and bring it to Gubacho so that they can get money and send their children to school so that they can get money and buy land in Sekapie, Ban, Ganta, Morovia, and Beohos for their children.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's all the questions that I have for you, and you answered them very well and to my satisfaction.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here tonight on our Boris Balie. Before we take leave of you, I think my brother Cyrus Dakwan have 1 or 2 questions there. If none, then we can take leave of you and discuss other issues. Cyrus, let's hear you. Do you have a question?
Well, I don't really have.
I got the man gotta go booty have a visit. Not too.
I'm impressed. I'm deeply impressed by his explanation. He talks like a leader, you know. So I want to believe our people were robbed. Our people, you know, the people robbed them. They use power and all of that. I understand how by-election can happen. Yeah, but nothing is late. I just want to encourage him to keep doing good work for his people, to keep all this on this path, because there is tomorrow. There is tomorrow. You see, there are people who win election, and power knows how to test people. What power normally does when you are arrogant, power increase the arrogance. When you pass it around, people see arrogance in you. When you are mean, power increases your level of meanness and things. And when you are honest, it will always make you honest. So what happened has already happened. I will encourage the honorable to focus, to continue to work in the interest of the people. I know at a certain point when he's doing some of these things, he has in his plan, people will making their target, you know, people will want to run to public work, to politicize. Like the CEO said, there is no way you can distance yourself from the media. Information is good. You know, our people are gullible. Nimba is a gullible society. Most of the people are followed by, they believe hearsay, they believe misinformation, they buy into it. Too many people are now level-headed to dissect information to know who's telling the truth, who's telling the lie. So what our people normally do when they hear things from people, by the time they hear things from John, they will not follow it up to know if it is fallacy, if it is just mere propaganda. So you need to connect yourself to the media so that people who want to lie to our people to make you look different. So the media now will be able to make our people know where the truth lies. Because I remember I have experience on what lies do. Um, during the election, people in Nimba, especially even my mother, my own mother, when I went to Liberia, they propaganda about CDC importing drugs, narcotic substances in the country. Because some of these things were spewed out against the government by people who call themselves journalists, hustlers who use microphone to blackmail people. So when my woman was like, oh, when I told her about George Weah, she said, the men are importing kush and the men you want us to support. I said, oh my, who told you that? She said, but what the people saying, what we can hear, what we can hear on radio can. So I felt discouraged. I said, Mama, George Weah is not a drug narco. He's not a dealer. All these things are political propaganda. You, based on your vision, based on the mindset you get for your people, I will not want this to work against you, because trust me, the guy against whom you will be contesting in the future is, he himself, I've not known him to be who he is right now. I told him the same thing the last time. The way he does things now, power is trying to tamper with him. You need to be on top of your game. You need to keep your people informed so they can tear you apart with malicious lies. There are things you might want to do for your people from humanitarian perspective, but people want to politicize it to make it look like you are doing political projects and all of that. Even if public works will come into to post up to projects that you want to do for your people, I think it will be good you keep yourself connected to the media so they themselves can be informed about your daily activities. Thank you so much. It was good having you, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you.
Before the Honorable give his parting comment, Junior, I want to again publicly invite the Honorable to our groundbreaking ceremony in Ganta.
You said on Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday the 15th. Yeah, Saturday.
Okay.
So I know we sent you an invitation. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. Maybe you might see me there. You never know.
Thank you so much for being here tonight on our Boris. It was great having you on the show, and I know your message resonated well with the people, especially those that were listening to you tonight via Voice of BKS. Again, thank you for being here. In 2 minutes, give us a parting comment, Chief.
Okay, thank you. I will now want to give parting statement because I always want to be with. Okay, I'm just kidding. The good thing is that Sarah rightly said, even up to the people, in fact, the media need to help me because right now we're not doing campaign, right? So anything I do now, there is no contract between the electorate and myself to say, okay, 2029, vote for me because I'm doing it today. No. If we get it, there's a favorite quotation in the Bible that I read. Apostle Paul said, when I was a child, I think like a child. I do think like a child. But when I grew up, I put all charity away. I contested in Booyah before. But what happened in this election? They are never happy. So we know that we went wrong. For example, we allowed the people to rob the process. So the next time, that will not happen. But what little we will be doing to improve the community, don't tie it to politics. Because there's no link right now. There's no vacancy for that. But we want everybody, for example, we say we bring trade school in a town, just to help the women. Now, the new branch of our business we open is to do microfinance. That microfinance, all the women are doing susu in our place. Bulk of them working for Bra, and Bra are just somebody from Osa. They work for the people, they can't something. So what we have decided, we already start putting the list of people that we brought from the polity, the different group, the different result we got from them. So what we're doing is to put them together. So they need to hold together. Let there be peace. Without peace, nothing can happen. Without peace, we will not see the real thing. Booyah. In fact, BKS is doing well for Booyah, because before then, until police can leave from bound or somebody to go arrest people who make power in a town, at the time you can hear the news. The person whether deliver the dance in a town, nobody will bring it outside. So the outsider were only hearing the bad thing that was happening. They were not hearing the good side. The good that BKS is there, and other stations should join to make sure that BKS and other people can bring the real information. Persistent lie without check making can turn to truth. Like you already saying, the people say John Ware was bringing drug. The old man didn't believe it because nobody was there to say, no, that thing the people talking a lie. That only the media can do that. So thank you, and we'll always be there. I hope to be in your program. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Boris.
Thank you so much for being here, Chief. Have a pleasant good night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, folks, that was the voice of Honorable Boris Balier. He joined us here tonight to discuss some national and local issues regarding his development initiatives in District 5, Nema County. Let's welcome to the show veteran Martha Singh and Davis and my brother Chris Silly. Now we got 20 minutes on the show, exactly 20 minutes. We will be discussing the proposed budget, the proposed 1.2 billion budget. I'm not a financial expert. Let me set the record straight with that. And I think the only financial person we have on the show here who have been into finance for decades now is the CEO. Therefore, we will keep him last because his opinion might have some bit of truth telling in it. Let me put it that way. Maybe people will say, Junior, you are not a financial person, so whatever you say, we're not listening to you. And they might say the same thing to my brother Sarah Dankwan. But bear in mind that we all follow.
You gotta add a legal flavor to it.
Yeah, so bear in mind that the budget is a law, and therefore we as law students, we got our little ideas about the budget. But let me lay the premise for us here. We need to congratulate this government. Yeah, it's clear that we got to congratulate them. $1.2 billion. When I saw that, news yesterday from the House of Legislature page, I started doing extensive research about how the budget went all the way to 1.2 billion and all of that. Now, in the past years, from 2017, 2018, 2019, the budget of Liberia has been, let's say, from 2017 up to 2025 that we're in currently. The budget of Liberia has been between 600 million to 800 million. It was under this regime that the budget went up to 800 million. Now, the fiscal year 2022-2023, the budget was 786 million. In 2023-2024, the budget was 782 million. Now, this is a really, really cardinal question that we need to ask. Can we jump from 800 million to 1.2 billion United States dollars? And there are factors we need to take into consideration. I want to sit on a show tonight to say we cannot go that far. And I want to call this political rhetoric. Why? Budget supposed to come from taxpayer account. Part of it will come from, let's say, donor fundings. The budget of 2024, the 738 million 640 million came from domestic revenue, roughly 640. And 13%, which was 98 million, came from loans. If we say we are going to 1.2 billion and 60% of our budget is for salary in Liberia. So jumping from 800 million to 1.2 billion, that means the government will be crediting a lot of loans, which is okay. But what happened? We get ourselves wrapped up with this entire loan credit, and the pressure will be on the government. Where can we get the money from to go to 1.2 billion? From taxpayer account, from the taxes that are being paid, to the revenue that is collected from money sectors. So there where now I got to question myself. ArcelorMittal deal is not yet signed. And this government talking about budget going to 1.2 billion. Now we all know that the highest tax paying company in Liberia is the ArcelorMittal. With the deal that is about to be signed, that means a lot of money in that deal for Liberia. So the question is, will ArcelorMittal live up to a previous MDA, the 2007 MDA, when the government want to push in to get money from them in order to gain favor from the Liberian people, that this year you will have, let's say, 1 billion budget, and the following year you got 600. Because this is what will happen. If and only if, my analysis on this issue, if and only if the $1.2 billion budget is passed successfully for fiscal year 2026, where are we going to get the money from to maintain that budget? We would drop heavily from 1 billion maybe to 700 or 600 million. And other people will say, no, you guys playing politics with the thing. What do you think you know about budget in Liberia? But let's be real with ourselves. Where is Liberia getting the money from to have 1.2 billion as budget? How much was the revenue collected this year? How much did the port brought in this year? How much is Bear Mountain paying for her annual tax? How much is ArcelorMittal paying for annual tax? These are the things you need to take into consideration. And I know people want to term it differently, but let's hear from you, my brother Cyrus. What say you on this 1 billion thing?
Well, thank you. Right now, I think since yesterday, when this whole budget thing was submitted to the legislature, it once again made me to believe that Unity Party is a fake party. It's a party that does not love Liberia. You know, it's sad, my brother. It's sad because they want to use. They feel they are so much educated that they want to continue to make fun of our people. The 800 budget that you just made mention of for 2024, 2025, it was intended to entice, to impress. They use it to entice our people, but they didn't mean their target. Do your research. They didn't mean their target. Gafford experienced shortfall, I think about $6 million budget shortfall. So now a man who cannot raise 800 million, the same man is promising to raise 1 billion. I mean, you think about it, you don't have to be a financial expert to know what they are doing. Somebody who cannot raise just 800 million is telling you, oh, I will be able to raise 1 billion plus. Look, our people need to be careful. Our people just look at the recurring expenditure. How much? And I'm not opening the 2026 draft budget is submitted to the legislature, but tomorrow I want to read through it to see how much there for public facilities, how our people will even benefit, assuming they will raise the 1 billion. How do the ordinary people benefit from this 1 billion? How much there for presidential travels? I want to know how much there for the health sector, assuming they will raise it. How much the vice president office will be receiving, how much NIMBA as a county will be receiving. It's a bluff. It's another fiasco. You pregnanted a woman and you abandon a woman when a woman tried on her own, she gave birth. Now that her child is trying to walk, you come back to say, oh, I've purchased baby top for our next baby. It doesn't make sense. You can raise 800 million, but where you get the 1 billion from? Where you raise it from? And the last time I checked, LPRC is not even contributing to the budget. Sekou Dougle decides how much he gives. Liberia is just so open. How will you say the Freeport of Monrovia is a gateway to our economy, but Freeport that you supposed to, the legislature should have made law to say, look, the Freeport will raise this year. The Freeport will raise 400 million to contribute to the budget, but it's discretionary. Sekou decides how much he gives. The gentleman will think and say, okay, I have 5 million. I will give it to finance. It doesn't make sense. This is not helping the country. And I had thought this experienced president would have amended or sent bill to the legislature to amend some of these laws. So Freeport of Monrovia, LPRC, and other autonomous agencies will contribute to the budget. Also, that matter still, they're depending on to raise the money. It's a bluff. It's a huge bluff. And the smart game they are playing is they put our figure there, that 1 billion thing there to create news out of it because the president was coming home empty-handed and they wanted to cover up with that 1 billion story. Even if the legislature passes that, they will have recast. By the time they recast our budget 2 times, it will fall back to 700,000 or 700 million. That 1 billion thing is passing around. By the time it is recast back 2 times, they will right now, the legislature, the lower house, the money that was appropriated in the last budget, they have reached their ceiling. They didn't get anything there again. So everything now about their government is centers around the whole cover hole. Gafford is struggling. Gafford is struggling because they are not allowing him to work professionally. Now everything is politics. They gather one money, they bring in 285 pieces of yellow machine, no source, no procurement process. They gather another money, they bring in 300 buses, no source, no procurement process. Now the latest news, they designed just to cover all the president extravagant travels, fruitless travels. This is a man who speaks well to everybody in the country. Why is he traveling and there is no exponential impact coming to the country? They said George Weah does not speak good English. I agree. George Weah went to France. The man spoke Creole there. When he spoke his Creole there, they gave him $10 million. He built hospital for our people. They said George Weah can't speak good English. George Weah went to UAE. He spoke another Creole there. They built Emory Hospital. They gave military vehicles for our military. Now, the standard speaking president is in power. Every time he goes to place, they deepen ties. They strengthen their diplomatic relationship with people. So when will our people benefit from the travels they are making? And it comes to a point that we should even be asking ourselves if this government will not collapse in the second year, in the third year. Because everybody is trying to prove a point. The last time I checked, our vice president traveled with 21 delegates to China to renegotiate for yellow machine and another big fiasco. The government is moving on autopilot. Nobody is in charge. So I think GAFA about 1 billion is a huge plus, my brother. We just need to keep acquainting our people to also to go back to the soil, to make their swamp to survive on those things. If you expect government to come and say all of the things they promised during campaign, everything a fiasco. They are on Facebook. They work more on Facebook than in their offices.
Thank you so much, my brother Cyrus. Thank you, Grace. Let's hear you on this issue.
Thank you. Let me say good evening to the bench. My best the CEO and my dear brother Cyrus. When
where you been?
See, I've been talking about cookies there right now. You
may have to change our time. Then you don't come.
Sorry, I'll be single life here. American easy.
Oh, you said you must say the market. You got people watch you.
Yeah, so yesterday when I followed the presentation from one of the veterans from the student community that we have respect for Gossip Quick of one. But I'm looking from a different perspective because budget is a projection. Yeah, I would think to consider the projection. It is possible receiving, we get to the target. Yes. Is that possible? Yes. It's 50. It's possible that they meet the target. It's possible that we not meet the target. But my concern would be the impact of the budget on the people in Limba. The impact of the budget on the people in Granku. What I'm talking about is some of those senators, those committee heads, they'll go after the same budget to get share from them. They just put a figure there. If the Ministry of Education, people who on a committee, they'll go after the same budget and get share from that budget. What becomes of the people in the interior? What becomes of the school is their number one. That's what we teach you. So everything was centered in Monrovia and those people able to get rich. Gafwan will try her best, but the tariff now will go so high. Yeah, RA will do all they can do to meet the target. So now everything now in this country now tax will go up. If you do the job now, it will raise up because the government will meet the target. So free people like Liberia, even the same cap for 500, for example, I just say something, it will go to 700. If you go to area now, the Liberia Revenue Authority now, maybe you need to pay tax for your shop, maybe for $10. Now you're going to go $15. So if the job now will raise up, it becomes another problem. When there's no money in the country, it's difficult. It is possible to raise the money, it's sometimes happy. If it's possible to not get the money, it will not happen. So Gafwan Abu is saying the situation because it's a political budget. Now, in that case, Gafwan, be careful because if you don't miss that target, next you can't come back down. If you drop back down, to say, oh, because of what you did, they couldn't maintain it. People are looking up there. So you want to maintain now 1.2 billion next year, in the final year, or you will keep adding up. So now, my advice now to the legislature, look at that budget, critique that budget. What for Ministry of Health? Then make sure that those health facilities that have been mentioned, because some of the lawmakers also went to Ministry of Health. They give some of those health facilities they have control on the minister have to be put in the budget. Some of the people, the minister of education on the committee, the other minister of education, they give some of those schools. Their own school they have. Because I experience the government. Someone for that school on the budget. For example. So I think that the government now needs to go through it now. Every lawmaker that has their own school or clinic should be removed from that budget. Because if that doesn't happen, the people that sort of feel the impact of the budget now in those interior do not benefit. It will only be centered around Monrovia, in Ganta, or in Bikano. But what most of the people that in Boyakuda, that in Berege, so even the car can go, or teachers are there, those teachers they don't have truck in the classroom. Would they feel the impact of 1.2 billion budget? No, it's not possible. So now it becomes an issue now. Gafua needs to go beyond to do all they can do to make sure that budget go beyond. Because I can assure you, with the experience I have before other schools, when I was working with other NGO, it's a difficult situation. They will put those schools in the budget, see, they don't run those schools, don't receive that money. Look at Jackson Field budget. The president put the budget last year, one of the Jackson Field budget. The president put budget and one of the second referral hospital that blew up budget. So now they need to look at the expenditure. Let's say the budget, the president put then they cut it down. Then they look at the budget, the speaker, cut it down. The vice president office, yeah, you can look at it, you critique it. That's what things they're not supposed to be recorded down. The president, you look at the president budget, I know it's executive, no be scared. But what the necessary, what it means are trying along with 22 delegates out there. When the economy we have in the country now, people are suffering. So the budget 1.2 billion, who are them a Gafwan? You want to make it mean? You want to say, Gafwan to the budget from 8 million to 1.2 billion? But it is possible to receive it now. It's not possible. In the economy we have now, it is possible to collect that money. It's not possible. So again, Gafwan, that budget, we're looking at you. You are. Thank you.
Thank you.
What are you cooking?
What is the CEO?
What are you cooking? What are you cooking?
I'm in Maryland right now, so.
Veteran Mavasian Davis, welcome to the show this evening. You got some bit of knowledge on this thing. Tell us what say you 1.2 billion.
Thank you, man. Chris, we can find you one girl from Tapeta.
Yeah, man. The man selling his message is single.
You need a wife because I see you crying, so I see it as the first call to arrange something for you. Dion, thank you. I want to say welcome to Cyrus. I follow your writings and you're doing well. But some of the things in Liberia, we have to lay aside political association, political feelings, political exuberance, and be nationalistic and real. Especially this generation. If we allow ourselves to be consumed by politics, Liberia is going nowhere. Because nobody, no government, no person is a saint who will come overnight to transform Liberia. It has to be us. And the way we do it is to be nationalistic. I'm a true pure unity party person, but you follow most of my discussion, I want to look at issue based on how it is and what is there for Liberia. So to come to the budget, I would want to say thank you to the actors that are responsible for the work, both Ministry of Finance, the Liberia Revenue Authority, and all government actors that are responsible for expanding our budget to the level it is today, $1.2 billion. Is it enough? Zero. No. Liberia as a country is endowed with resources. We have huge natural capital. Companies that are mining our natural capital, just the gold sector alone, they profit in billions. Then you're talking about generating $1.2 billion as a country, giving all the different components. And we see that now real. I think we are being controlled more by politics than it is professional, than it is the professional we are. The Ministry of Finance family, I think that's one arm of government. If you look at the credential of those who are there, credential not squarely academic, but when you look at some of the characters that are there, when you look at some of their performance history, when you look at their commitment, sincerity, some of us have worked with and known over the years, you get to know quite well there are serious people there. Then go to the Liberia Revenue Authority, go to Double Jala. They're serious folks. And because it wasn't done yesterday and our budget was vaccinating anywhere between 700 to 800 million, that doesn't mean it can't be done. If you look at policy strengthening, if you look at different tax regime, if you look at different royalties regime, and some of the improvement that has taken place over the years, especially the mining sector alone, I mean, it's enough to tell you even 2 billion is not enough. We can perform beyond that. Because we were involved with some of the mining entities and did some
Veteran
Yeah.
you here to teach also. Let's make it a little bit interactive. Now, I like the basis that you're laying, the fact that we have mining sectors, and these mining sectors with the revenue that they get for themselves, we can get something good to carry our budget to at least maybe 2 billion or above. Now, the question is, what does the law say that these people should pay? And how can we transition from that place when amendment is not going on to carry the budget up to 2 or 1.2 billion?
Now,
This is the question.
Now the first thing you want to understand is that budget is a projection. And before you make the projection, the projections are guided by variables and factors. If you look at metal steel, for example, the MDA is honor amendments. And the amendments come with different changes in what they pay in royalties and other taxes to government. And that's future. And when you're doing any projection, that projection will anticipate some of these work. So that's what makes it a projection. So budget is not something reachable figure that is sitting there. Now, if you look at the different classes of mining licenses and the prices associated, the Women administration made a lot of changes. Some of the license for, I think, Class A or Class B that used to be, or some of the royalties that used to be in 50,000, changes projecting $1 million. So you can see that leap is huge. So guys who are within those different institutions, clothed with the responsibilities and authorities to make these projections, are quite aware of the different variables that play into that projection. So that's where the jump is coming from 800 million to 1.2 billion. That some of us personally we think is quite a minuscule, given Liberia natural resource potential. We have huge capitals. Those capitals should be, should be used for the betterment of Liberia. Now, some of the things the two previous speakers touched that I genuinely believe and I want to conclude with is how does this jump impact livelihoods? Because if you look at our budget, to a larger extent, it's just benefited by a fraction of the population. That is those in government. Because if you look at government goods and services alone, including salaries and everything, it's going to take almost 800 billion out of that. 800 million out of that $1.2 million. Then when it comes to service deliverables to the people, that's where the budget has always fallen short. And when it comes to even subsidizing our local businesses to be able to strengthen and employ more Liberians, which will factor in the bread and butter issue, that's where government policies and decisions has fallen short. But to say, that jump was astronomical and Liberia is not in a position to raise it, then I have a problem with it, because understanding Liberia's own potential, just one sector is enough to blow us even well beyond 2 billion. That's what I can say.
Yeah. So, Mafasin, to that point, I don't think the argument is against the fact that we don't have the capability, the assets, the natural resources to even go 3-4 billion. I don't think that's the argument. The question or the concern folks are raising, including myself, is you look at the historical trend, going from about 36%, almost 36% jump in the budget and holding almost everything constant within 1 year. That's something that raises anybody. You don't have to be a financial expert or anything. Going from that just 36% jump in the budget, projected budget, anyone who sees that will question. In finance, I work in finance, in financial advising, the personal finance part of it. There is this. We got something in our industry where we project when we're advising clients, right?
Yeah.
There's a fund called a mutual fund. Mutual fund is a mix of different type of funds you put together and create one fund. So you look at when you're advising a client about this fund to buy this and add that to their portfolio.
You look at the historical performance.
Okay, there you go.
I know that.
Okay, we don't guarantee to say, oh, Cyrus, you know what? This mutual fund is going to give you X amount next year. But what we tell you is the past 5 years, this is what it has been gaining. So it's the same thing with the budget. The budget, I think the number itself, like you said, if we were holding everything constant, I agree with you. Do we deserve more? Of course, Liberia deserve more, given everything that we have. But looking at everything that we've been through, the system itself, when it comes to collection, when it comes to the whole economy as a whole, is this realistic for Liberia to project and raise $1.2 billion now? Depending mostly, I come in 1 second, depending mostly on LRA, real estate. And then they also depending on Salameta. Salameta has this one on sign-up bonus for 200 million. That's bulk of the budget that they're projecting. So is it something that is achievable? I think so, but do we have the system? I work in Liberia in terms of looking at the system, how things work there, even LRA. This is just my personal opinion. I think this is overly exaggerated. I don't think they are able to meet that, depending only on LRA as the major component when it comes to raising revenue for this $1.2 billion for next year. I honestly think that they're going to have a shortfall. Like Sarah said, they might have to recast a couple of times. But it's a good thing. Most of the budget for that, the primary focus is infrastructure. If this is something that actually goes into play, and then let's say we hope that it becomes a real deal, and then the budget goes through the implementation, that's something that our people will benefit from. But we have to be real looking at numbers and looking at historical data. I personally think the number is just too high, and they don't have the system in place to do that. And we can't question their professionalism. They might be saying things that we don't know, but we are just looking at numbers. Every one of us, without going through the budget, without deep diving, just looking at the numbers, looking at 2025 and looking at what they are looking at, the major line of the budget is somehow something that anybody from a non-financial background can look at it and ask questions.
All right, CEO, thank you. Like you talk about historical data when it comes to, making projection, advising clients, especially with reference to mutual fund, looking at the S&P 500, the performances and all that. You speaking in terms of a structure, stable economy, stable market, no extra forces that will just give you that kind of astronomical leap. And so you see that historical, outlay of things before you speak. But if you look at Liberia's case is quite a bit more different. It's just that there are things that needs to be done that is still yet to be done. That's why you and I, even today, looking at 1.2 million budget to be a political projection. No, at least I have an opportunity here to, at some point in my life, to work as a branch manager for a major port operations. And I can tell you just the Freeport of Liberia alone, okay, is able to raise more than 1 billion in revenue. So we have ready structures, ready institution, ready system, but to mend those systems, to make the system work for us has been where the issue has been. So if you have people who can see beyond just the business as usual, and are prepared to mend the struggle and make sure that Liberia's revenue basket is enhanced, I think it's possible and there's nothing political about it. Now, you just strike the mental steel case, just one entity. You're talking about signing bonus of over of 200 million. Now, if you were to factor the 200 million alone from just one entity in the projection, it's significant enough to cut down that 1.2 billion into 1 billion in terms of revenue generation, especially should that amount be made available. So there are quite a clear path, to raising the money. It's just that we have not had the system, we have not had the manpower, we have not had the vision and the political will to making these things happen. That's why we still see it as cumbersome. That's why we still see it as astronomical. That's why we still see it as something quite gigantic. But it is not. It's just still a manuscript.
I want to agree with you there, Veteran Matheson. I want to agree with you on some of the points that you raised, and also 100% agree with the CEO on some of the points that he also raised there. Now, my question is, let's hold all factor constant, and we agree that ArcelorMittal signing bonus is part of this 1.2 billion, and we made this budget to be a law, 1.2 billion for fiscal year 2026. Are we going to stick to this 1.2 billion in 2027, or are we going to increase in 2027, or are we going to have a very, very, very bad decrease in the budget? Because no system has been put in place. When it comes to revenue collection, the 2025 fiscal year budget was 800 million. Now, with this 800 million, 60% stays in salary. 60%. Best to my knowledge, in that 800 million, 20% of it came from debt. That means we borrowed the money, 20%. How much are we going to borrow in the 1.2 billion?
Yeah, that's one thing. I was looking at it. So again, summary. I haven't really looked into the budget
Uh-huh.
to really see
Yeah.
it. So it's hard. So from the summary of it, it's mostly projecting on leaning and basing on revenue collection. The portion about debt or external sources or resources, those have not yet been made available to the public. We can't see that line. It's not on there yet. So if you look at it so the government is being very, very, optimistic. They're saying they're going to go after this. They'll raise the revenue. That's what they're saying. So from the budget, with what they have submitted, just the summary of it, they're saying that they are relying 100%, mostly not 100%, mostly on revenue collection and all that. So there's the line for loans and other stuff. Maybe as time goes by, it'll be made public, will be available to the public. For now, we don't know the figure yet, but I can assure you there will be some line for that.
Yeah, the reason I just don't want to be definitive is that I haven't had the opportunity to read the projected budget.
Same here.
Then
They didn't post it.
That will give me the opportunity to be able to streamline the revenue component of the budget. But I'm speaking based on my experience. Now, let's just look at the Lands and Mines alone. All right. If certain classes of licenses were being given or sold for 50,000, and then there's a change of that policy. Instead of 50,000, you're talking about $1 million now. So look at that change. So there have been some policy that have been introduced. There have been some strengthening of our, policy system or framework that is being projected to get into full swing, in the coming months or coming year. And those will be the determining factors when it comes to revenue generation. So all of these instruments that have been consolidated, that has been advanced, that has been, concluded on, which both investor and government entities and agencies have made, they are zero-in on. Those instruments will have to be in play, which means if you were to go for Class C mining license, which initially you will pay the 50,000, you'll be paying $1 million. That's a huge change. I don't even know what percent of change is that, and then government actors, budget formulators, revenue agencies, structures are well versed when it comes to the new instrument that they will be implementing in terms of revenue generation. So where they see and making these projections, are quite clear. And the reason I'm saying that with a full chest is I know some of the actors. Double Jala for one, regardless of what media entities will show out there, regardless of what society will think of him, I have had first-hand interaction with him when I was development superintendent on the NIBA scrap issue.
Yeah, and I can say that they are relying on.
Yeah, there were places the old man was clear. Even with presidential mandate, he will tell you, I can't go for this. This will do this to Liberia, and I don't want to be a part. And his position guided some of us to save our character with a lot of things. It's just that we're waiting to see what happens in the future. If Liberia should put up a serious government that will go after people for their deeds or doing their stewardship. So I know him, and I know he will not just grab a figure in the blue to project it as Liberia's budget, understanding that the revenue component of it will not be achieved, or he's not able to achieve it. Can there be failure? Yes. That's why I'm making a projection.
Thank you.
Can they succeed? Yes. There are a lot of, policy changes that have taken place, and those changes will be in full swing. They will use it as a working document moving forward. Those instruments will help to expand some of the revenue base. What are the new thinkings in a port system? We don't know. We don't know because they make the port system feel so difficult. Most people carrying their goods to Guinea and other sisterly ports, and it's taking away from our revenue. Have they realized and streamlined and project new dimension that will create the customer base and in effect generate more revenue? That's another story. But at
Thank
least for
you.
the mining sector, I can speak for it. So yes,
you.
I'm sure that the government is able to raise the revenue, and I think it should be a point of celebration for us Liberians that at least our budget has skipped the millions range, and we're talking about billion. The only thing we can we should join the caution the government is the application of the budget to make sure that the budget affects the lives of Liberians in a positive way so that it can be just a fraction of Liberians enjoying what should be for the rest of Liberia. So that they can they should not only think about collecting taxes from a businessman in Sacré-Pied, a businessman in Tapeta, a businessman in Butuo, but they should be able to subsidize their businesses to strengthen it so that a man in Butuo can be able to employ more people and bring jobs to ordinary Liberians. These are some of the things we should be talking. These are some of the things we should be cautioning. But that our basket has getting bigger, I think is an opportunity and we should celebrate it. That's how I see it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We've been here now for almost 3 hours. Let's get to you, Sarah Stanquan. You can make your input on this issue and then with your parting comment. Let's give it 2 minutes.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Honorable Bafussin David. You are one of the Nimbayans that I really like to learn from. When you sound, the way you speak English, it got people wondering if you are actually a Nimbayan. You are very eloquent.
Listen to the man name. Bafussin David. I'm
My man, I'm from Quito. Don't.
The name is Bafussin Davis. You're not from there.
I really enjoy your way of speaking, and I'm one of your admirers. The thing about Liberia, to be honest with you, for me, I'm not a member of any political party. I like to be real. I like to be, even though at times our political attachment, our affiliation with other political parties, at times we make political statements, but with the issue of governance in our country, it is something that should baffle all of us, especially those of us who are young people. I think about Liberia with positive mindset, and I want the best for our country. Some of us took race to come to Rwanda not because Rwanda teaches well than Liberia does, but the system here is such that you don't buy your way the way people do things in Liberia. The education system, for example, when it comes to classroom presentation, I think Liberia is far better, when it comes to presentation to give children, to give students real insight of lesson. I think Liberia is far better. But the main difference between Liberia and this place in my mind is you don't buy your way here. The way people sell grades and things, lecturers are vulnerable to students who want to, have sexual relationship in exchange for grades and things. Those things are strongly prohibited here. The last time when we defended our thesis, when I went on a campus to to get my document from our HOD. You know, a girl from South Sudan had attempted to, you know, to buy grades from the HOD, approaching him saying she get $500. You know, so the man, the man, the man said, "Okay, you have the money now," and she said, "Yeah, the money is available." And the man immediately called the university police, and they got the girl out of the office. I'm sure she might be dismissed. You know, she might be suspended. You know, and that's how the system works. They might expel her, and you know, the school is very much blunt when it comes to issue of bribery and stuff like that. But it does not work in our country. The last time when I listened to, I don't know, that was Spoon. It was disappointing. It was disgusting that a lecturer was discussing issue of selling grades to students. If you give me this, I'll get you C. You go to Canada, you will go to Russia, all kind of stuff. It
Okay.
doesn't make sense. And this thing makes it difficult for other countries to trust Liberian documents. Like University of Rwanda, they don't just accept Liberian students. University of Rwanda is difficult, you know, unless a government to government thing, but it's difficult for Liberians to enroll there. It's because our document not trusted, the country, the trend the country is on is not good at all. So some of the way we speak comes from that background. But honestly, like you said, Liberia can raise more than 3 billion annually. But sincerity is our problem. You know, people fight to enter the legislature to make money. That's why people are fighting. People are killing innocent people to enter the legislature to be rich at the expense of their people. You know, the budget thing, I mean, Liberia can raise the money. And also, uh, Double Jala, I have not seen him, nor does he know me, but he is a character that everyone speaks about. And his very personal friend, Mr. Caleb Gonglo, told me a lot about him. Said he's not the political type. He's not somebody anybody can cajole. You
Thank you.
know, Double is not somebody you can sit in your corner to say do this and he takes instruction. So to
Thank you.
conclude on this budget stuff, I think we need to talk to our lawmakers, especially the ones from Lima that we know, so they can be able to introduce or build our open a commission or agency like just to monitor the budget, how the budget will be spent on the people. Like most of the lawmakers now, it is a tradition that when the draft budget is being presented, you see lawmaker going to ministry, to agency, telling the people, okay, we'll post so and so amount there, but then they will run after it to share it. It doesn't make sense. So it will have, if there is an institution established by law to monitor how budget is being spent. I mean, people will not want to go after budget anymore. Like you get a budget unit or budget, you know, officers that when Ministry of Health is given 1 million in the budget, that 1 million they will know what Ministry of Health is spending on salary and the portion that will go on infrastructure, the one that will go on drugs. They will be in charge. I think by that Liberians will be afraid, the lawmakers will be afraid to be going after our people money, taking it from there. Thomas Fala, Jeremiah Kun, you know, the other one
Thank you. Thank
from
you. Thank you.
from Bond County is they are all rich people at the expense of our people.
Thank you. We gotta go. We gotta go. Great, Cyrus. Thank you so much. Let's
Yeah,
hear you,
Joe.
Chris.
Before that, man, let me wrap up here. I just want to say, uh, it's the whole thing. My honest opinion, until we can see the entire budget, the line that has to do with the debt, how much will be potentially borrowed. I think this budget is overly ambitious for based on the history and where we are. 30% jump increase in the budget. The same country, nothing much have changed, and Sarah was just outlining some of the flaws in the system there. I don't know. I don't think that's going to change overnight. For fragile, low economy like Liberia, I think that is overly ambitious. I don't want to tie politics to it, but I think that's overly ambitious. I don't think it's this government where we are right now is able to raise $1.2 billion from revenue alone without substantial borrowing. That's very, very risky for the economy. I think they have some loans in there that will be substantial. They just haven't exposed it yet. But once that comes out and we see the entire budget line by line, then we'll be able to go through that and break it down from there. That's my opinion, and that's what I think.
Thank you. Chris, let's hear you after you, veteran. Matheson will take us home.
Yeah, thank you. I know the veteran touched on things.
Before the veteran come, quick announcement here. We'll be hosting our Honorable Musa Bilete on Monday. So buckle up and don't miss it.
Yeah, so I know the veteran touched on things. And I will be somehow critical on one or two things. The revenue area that we're looking at, right, business community. My concern is the business community. Things price will increase. Things price will increase because along the revenue authority make sure to collect taxes, those business people start increasing prices. So that Liberians expect that it will happen. And the next thing is the budget we can, it's possible we can get it, but it's not possible also because the new Gafua, I know it's a veteran from the student community, is also associated with budget shortfall. It sometimes happens. Sometimes the Gafua have a budget shortfall before. So maybe again, may never happen because it's a projection. He's thinking that we can do it. If the money is not keeping there, he's just doing projection that we can collect maybe 3 million for Mental, we can collect 30 million for Mental or 20 million for Freeport. He assumed, he put a projection that it can happen. And then when they may not reach a target, it becomes budget shortfall. And mind you, the veteran said, corruption is one of the things that are going to kill the society. If we have people who are real, Freeport and Liberia alone can give up $1 billion. If we have people who are real, to the Liberian people, to their conscience, we can raise $1 billion for Freeport. More than that. But those guys will eat the money. The revenue authority, the people on the field will eat their own. They will not be put all the Double Jara. Double Jara had a system. He will be very tough. Yeah, he's a good man. But he on the field there. Those workers who on the field will eat their own. So corruption has become vampire. That eating the joke on the society, we can generate that money. And we agree with brother Matheson, we can go over the 3 billion. When those people we have in the system, they are real. So like real people, we can collect that money. But we're not sincere. The tax collector on the field will eat their own. You reach yourself, when we put all the collect on the fee. So it becomes a difficult issue. Lawmaker will put money in the budget, go after it. Because their own pocket. Minister had their own things to do. Director had their own thing to do. So it becomes a very critical issue. But I hope that the Gafua will do their best. He's a good big brother that we all look up to for direction, for mentorship. But Liberia and people we have now, the mindset we have, it's all about corruption. It's about corruption. We have few good people, but they have many. Out of 100, you don't see 10% are good that want to do the best thing. 90% will become corrupt. So it becomes difficult. Freeport alone can get that money to us. Freeport alone. Because I said car before to free your own 1,500 to pay. And not the other things in behind. So if you do that every day, you collect that money from people, in 1 year to get $1 billion for that. But the report, no. The manager here, the director for deal here, even the tax collector, custom, breaker, and every people in our system, even commerce ministry, they will eat their own. So it became a difficult thing for us, but we can raise to $3 billion per year. If we have people who are real, who think that Liberia is all we have. Liberia is the only country going to make difference. And they are sincere to their conscience. We can raise 5 billion as country. But people we have in the system, they're killing us. People we have informal entities that they're damaging our country. Labro rich. We have resources. We have the capacity to generate 5 billion. But people that are in the system, people that have been employed, they're killing our country. And corruption has become a vampire that eating the fabric. Corruption has become a vampire that damaging our country. But again, Mr. Gafua, I'm wishing your team well. I wish you the best. I hope that we can succeed or we can meet the target. But if we don't meet the target, Liberians people who today are pressing will be the same people today that say Jesus, they will go to a Christian fire tomorrow. They'll say, oh, Gafua said this. It's not regional square near around. But I hope you want the one Jalan, the rest of the entity to generate that money for the better Liberian people. So people that in Zoge, that interpreter, that in Petro, that in Gray, they can feel the impact of that budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Frederick Mavison, take us home, Chief. You are muted.
Sorry, Chief. Thank you. While it is true that a budget is a projection, it is also clear that projections are not made just from the blue. There are indicators, there are factors, there are things that will inform the projection before it can be projected. And of course, do I trust the wisdom and the ability of the actors? Sure enough, 100%. Has there been any policy enhancement that would speak to increasing or enhancing the revenue basket? Yes. Is that enough to take us to billion? More than enough. So I'm quite sure that we will raise the projected figure. And I want to say thank you to the team, the Ministry of Finance team, the budget team, the Liberia Revenue Authority team, and of course, the government of President Joseph Yuman Boakai and Jeremiah Kuhn, the government of the day. At least we've gotten to a point where Liberia's image is getting better. We are in a regime where we are now running to Metel to take tax advance in the tunes of millions for years. Well, even after we are gone. I see it as a constructive move, a good move. My only caution for this government is that with an enhanced resource basket, we should be able to touch the lives of the ordinary Liberians. Those who wake up 6 o'clock in the morning to kill themselves to vote for a government they believe in. It's just quite sad and quite unfortunate that every year our people go to election, changing government, and the story remains the same. I think it is about time that our government be responsive to the people at least, so that Liberia's story can start to be rewritten, the narrative can be different. Our business people, man, Spencer Kamara, who is in BAM, Prophet Elijah Gay, and all the business people, Marius Onkali Saklepie, all the business people, small and medium businesses should be able to benefit from the resource basket. Some of them should be given contract so that you can strengthen their capacity to employ Liberians. And I speak for those people because those are people in my district. And as the old man would say, when the landlord strike, you cover your own heads first.
Mhm.
The government should be able to define our county development priorities based on populations. They should not allot figure based on county status. It's quite a cheating that Nima County, with all the diversity and population, will receive the same development funding for national government based on allotment, same budget as Bapolu, same as Grand Crew, same as Bombing County. That in itself is self-corruption of the minds. You cannot see such a large and huge country without population, feed them with the same budget with Bombing County. Then you overwhelm our medical system, our hospitals, our clinics. So we should begin to think nationalistic. We should be able to wear our patriotic garments and serve Liberia for the best so that Liberia's story can begin to change. So I'm grateful to the folks, and I look forward to more work, more engagement, more move that will keep putting our budget in that incremental incline so that there wouldn't be a drop. Because I believe in them, and I'm sure there wouldn't be a budget shortfall. At least I know the only man that is usually regarded as budget shortfall was Mr. Amara Coney. But God did an excellent job, and he moved on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and he served the diplomatic sector with, exemplifiable records, and he's known for work. And look at his lieutenant. You see, the original Diesel, he's a real thinking, planner and a strategist. At least I respect him, and I respect him the most. And I know with the perfect heads joined together, the case will always be different. Now you can see it from 800 million to 1.2 billion. I know the journey seemed too far.
Yeah.
The step is too high a jump for people to believe. But looking at Liberia and looking at our God-given endowment in terms of mineral capitals, I can bet that this budget will be safely raised, and Liberians will now get to see their own potential as a people and as a country. Government actors raise the money, allot it for the right reason. It should not be all about government actors, because the country is bigger than the few of you in different government positions. Let the people realize the jump that their budget have, received. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Veteran Maverson. Thank you for being here tonight, my brother Chris. See you guys tomorrow.